not have to go out and buy something else. Quick revisit to the selfie cam, whatever you call the vlogging forward-facing screen for the Sony A7. Now this was how I had it. I just broke that off, and I thought I may as well make this little video too, because the main problem with this was most tripod heads are at least minimum this diameter, so trying to get that in there was a little bit tight. As you can see with my Gitzo head, no chance of getting that in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this out a little bit, see how that works. Maybe put some material on the bottom of here so it's a bit more friendly to the bottom of the camera. Okay, so I've created a longer piece, still yet to trim it up, and I've drilled a larger hole with a small hole in the back and pressed that in. Really, it's really good about this malleable material. You can press stuff into it, you can create threads in it. It's Lexan, polycarbonate stuff. So now it should be good just if you get things like this large head. A lot of people like a big head, it gives stability. You'll be able to just screw into there pretty good. But you can see another problem here is it's not going to be deep enough. We screw that in. It's not going to be deep enough to go into the camera, so it doesn't protrude, so it's not going to screw in. So we have a solution for that though. Screw that into the camera, and then we can screw the base of the accessory, the tripod or whichever, into that. So that should work quite well. Okay, so using the action cam as a test, we've got a steel screw here that we're about to cut up. So it's the right size for that guy. So the idea is that we'll end up about 4 threads deep into the bottom of the camera you're going to use. That's how much they normally take up. And so if we screw it into this, and now I'll mark that as much as I want it to go in there. Obviously leave some on the other side for the, you know, a good 5 threads or 6 for the things to screw in. In there, about 4 threads, and then we can screw this guy in, and that would be a really good landing point for our tripod head or whatever we're going to put on this. Now what I'm going to do is put a bit of thread lock. So you have the blue and the red one, and the red one is the high strength unremovable, so that's what I want, because I want this thing to stay on. Oh, a bit too much. Nothing will be coming off. It should be good, and then when that sets, we should be able to screw the whole thing off. So there we have the little bugger. I trimmed it down a lot, rounded it off, made it a bit nicer. And now I'm going to stick that on there. Made it thinner, so it's far strong enough. This stuff's super strong. This only weighs a few grams. And now I can put some side supports on it also. We get a bit of diagonal action to give it more strength. It should be good. Looking pretty good. I put an extra little bit of piece on to raise it up so it would push the camera down, help it fit with a bigger lens, although it's looking pretty good. Maybe it needs will it take the action cam? You can see yourself. Primarily it's for the SLR, so let's try it on that. Okay, we're filming on the phone now, so we'll just stick it on the camera so we can see we've got a much better offset, but it's still pretty close, so anything bigger than the bottom of the camera, any lens, it's going to probably clash with it. It's tight. Tight as a tiger. No problem whatsoever. The big adapter on there. And we got loads of clearance. So any kind of adapter should fit that. There we go. Fork. So we have to undo that. Let's take it apart and then undo that. Bare thing, we keep undoing that. So we can still use different kind of adapters. Undo the Velcro. Slide that off. And that's the finished thing. It's pretty strong, could be stronger. I mean, that'd be an easy, really easy 3D print. I can't be bothered modelling it up, but someone could. I wonder what it look like black. Or maybe orange. If you're an extrovert, you want it orange or yellow, don't you? See. And there you go. So I've put some plastic dip on it, made it all black, so it's also stealthy. Got the screw back in there, and it's ready to go. I could even put it on like so. But really we want to see it on the camera. So we can see that looks pretty good. Pretty good clearance, so you probably put a few different lenses on there if you wanted. It's really stable, just for stuck together with hot glue. It's not bad at all. So I've got this like monopod thingy, Chinese style. We can press record and switch over. So it's changing. We come outside. Well, that's pretty good. You can get the composition. Check the car out, the dog. So not really the blogger. A spooky shot with the trees behind. Let's get him. Keep you in shot. It's very dark. Bit Blair Witch. Camera's probably really struggling with this. It's extremely dark in here. Yeah, so it does what it's meant for. Because trying to do this without a screen is bloody impossible. And all this camera is definitely not for this. But like with any camera or tool, it's really nice to be able to use it as many things as you want. I can zap up the exposure a bit on here on the dial. Might help a little bit if aperture mode's not working properly. What's that dog doing? But the camera does have 5-axis stability, so it should be quite good for walking and stuff. It's obviously no gimbal. I'd be kind of interested to see the video and to see how well it focused and how well it dealt with the darkness. We're pretty high up here above the house, and we can see the busy road over there and the town down in the background. I guess if you have a best side to your face as well, you can set the focus and always stay on whichever side that is, or if you're left-handed, I guess. I don't know, is that default? You actually switch depending on which hand you're on. But it's just a cheap way of adding that view to it, just far away through these little trees. Probably do with even a wider angle sometimes, try not to trip over stuff. It's a little bit like the birds up here. You can see that behind me. Lake Washington, which we're just on the northern point of, actually has, I think, one of the world's largest crow sanctuaries, or where crows live. And come dusk, you get, say, 1 million crows fly through this valley that I live in. It's pretty cool sometimes, and it's quite endless. It's certainly like something out of the Birds movie, so the Alfred Hitchcock movie. Now, I really don't know if this is in focus. To me, it just looks like I'm a silhouette behind the background, so it'd be kind of interesting to see. Kind of stood up on a tree at the moment before I fall off. Luckily it's very soggy, so not too much of a hard fall when you hit the ground. And here there's this whole garden's a bit like an adventure playground. So it's dark. Something to hold on to. You can see the water there. As we go back down to the hill towards the house, and now I'll give you more shot of those crows if you can even see them. Now, hope you enjoyed this little mod. My next video will be on this camera. A little walkthrough of the menu, because it's kind of a warren, and I've had it a year. I've kind of learned quite comprehensively what everything does. There is still a few things I'm not too sure, so I will see you in the next one.